All right, welcome. I'm here with Norm Macdonald, comedian and actor. I'm your host, Michael Longcar. Norm, how has your experience been playing on America's Cardroom so far?
Oh, it's really been a lot of fun. Black Friday was particularly black for me because I was a little bit, after internet poker went away, I had to figure out a way to spend 9 hours of my day. So, I had to get out and, play with my son, things like that. It was pretty rough.
You actually had to do other things with your life.
Yeah. So when it came back, and I'll never forget when I first came on, it was like, oh, this looks exactly like old days, and it feels like it, because I thought it was going to be something weird, like
totally something you've never seen before, weird,
totally different, and because I really liked the old paradigm, so that's great, and also. I like that they don't have avatars. I just thought about this, but you remember they'd be an avatar, be a sexy lady or something like that?
Yeah.
And then you pick the sexy lady and then everyone's hitting on you. And I go, I'm not a good woman even. I'm a guy. I just picked this avatar. Still, they go like, nice rack. I'll tell you, nice rack. Your rack of your breasts.
Well, a lot of poker sites out there, they have giant teams or kind of, I guess you could say, hidden behind a curtain. America's Cardroom.
Yeah, you guys aren't like that.
America's Cardroom has been very out in the open.
Yeah.
The CEO of America's Cardroom, Phil Nagy, is a prime example of that.
Yes, I compare it to a Japanese restaurant. I feel like most, like you were saying, the hidden behind, you're not quite sure it's not very transparent. Most of these sites, I compare that to a Chinese restaurant where you don't know what's going on in that kitchen, but they're going to bring you out something with some phosphorescent red sauce all over it, and you don't want to go in the kitchen. But America's Cardroom, more like the Japanese restaurant. The guy's right in front of you, right doing everything. And if it doesn't work out and you get sick, he gets shut down because he's right there. So that's why transparency is important. Yeah.
Well, so I
because we know without transparency what has happened, in the website. Yeah.
I personally know you, and I've always known you, obviously, as a comedian, an actor. How did you get your start in poker originally?
Well, mostly it was when I was very young. I played backgammon, and so I played. They used to have backgammon tournaments. It's so weird now to think about, but that's all gone. And then they moved on, those guys, not me, but they moved on to poker. Then, like, years later, I was gambling a lot. I was in casinos a lot. And I thought if I play poker, I'll just bleed it slower. Yeah, because I was playing limit. I'd play limit. And so I couldn't have one just like at the pits. Here's all my money, I'll bet, I have a hunch, you know what I mean? That's always the worst thing. So that's why I started, was just to bleed the money slower. And then I really liked it because of the, it's funny. I like the
social aspect?
Exactly. How do you know what I was going to say?
Because you're Norm Macdonald. Come on.
I like the social aspect, but I also like it on, I think I like it on internet even better because you get the social aspect without having to meet anyone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So would you, okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I personally love the online grind. I love...
And you get to know some people.
Yeah.
If you play them, a lot. So that's fun.
On that note, are there any poker players that you model your game after, and who's your favorite poker player out there?
My favorite poker player to watch is Phil Hellmuth.
Phil Hellmuth.
Because I think he's the most entertaining.
You love the antics. He's definitely entertaining. You
hilarious.
can't deny that. Love him or hate him, he's definitely entertaining.
And just to watch a guy like that's just never moves for 5 minutes with sunglasses. I'm not talking about Phil, but a big guy that's completely still. It's a camera shot of him for 10 minutes. I don't want to see that. No, that's not a lot of fun. And these guys make a decision over, whether the other guy has a queen of clubs. You know what I mean? It takes them longer to make that decision than it does for me to like buy a house. You know what I mean? Like the clock is going, people are shaving, the guy's still in the tank, and then all these calendar pages going through the wind, and then
2 months later.
yeah, and then the trees turn green, and then they turn yellow, and then crimson, and then I grow a long white beard, shave, and then this guy goes clock, clock, clock. I have a great old picture of them playing poker in the Old West, and it's a cartoon. The guy says clock, and another fellow walks in with a grandfather clock,
What what poker books have you read? Have you read any poker books?
Yeah, I've read, all the ones that make you an obsolete player. I've become an expert in all of those. By the time I cut up, I'm like, yeah, I just finally finished that goddamn Harrington thing, and none of it's right. Okay. All right, fair enough.
Well, you're a TV guy. What's your favorite poker TV show?
Well, I used to love High Stakes. That was my favorite.
High Stakes was great.
That was my favorite by far.
Gabe Kaplan. And
Oh my God.
So great.
Gabe Kaplan.
so entertaining.
And I don't like AJ Benson, but I love Gabe Kaplan. So cool. That guy's got a cool life. They should do a documentary on that dude because he's a fascinating
Oh yeah.
journey.
And on the TV topic, you've been an actor for years. How does preparing for poker compare to preparing for TV? Comparing
Well,
for a role?
you're supposed to always be in the moment, and that's what I've heard with acting. But it really is true with poker, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times, right, the big mistake that you can make, that I made for years, is you're playing the hand you had rather than the hand you have, right? That's why people are so, they don't want to fold. In a way, they don't want to fold their pocket aces, even though they know they're beat, because they want to show the pocket aces, So they're playing the hand they had. The pocket aces were really good pre-flop, but so I got caught doing that. I made a terrible, terrible mistake in not a tournament.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I try to look at my mistakes that I make. Because I used to be like, oh, I had a bad beat, but then I realized, well, it's good to have bad beats. That's what you want, because that means you had it in with the best. The badder the beat, the better for you. So instead, I just try to look at the mistakes. I'm amazed that I still make such bad mistakes under pressure.
We all do.
Pressure.
We all do.
And you know what I realized? I've got to stop doing this. I will snap call and all in and think about like a regular.
Take a little bit longer
Yeah.
and take a second.
Yeah, why don't you? It's your whole tournament. And I'm like, call you. Oh, you have that? Oh, bye. And I'm walking away. I go, why did I do that?
Going back to the social aspect of live poker, I'm sure you obviously have had a lot of interesting encounters with people asking you questions at the table. Do people ever ask you to give your Burt Reynolds impression at the table or your Bob Dole impression?
Oh yeah, that's the worst thing ever. Why was that your next question? Here's where it hurts. It's hard to run a bluff because sometimes the guy will go, I'm sure you got me, but it'll make a good story. Oh. And I'm like, oh no, you could just make up a story. I'm fine. And so then the guy calls you and you're like, I don't know. So, but I've heard that from a lot of the celebrity poker players, even worse. You know what I mean? Because they'll go like, well, Daniel Negreanu, if I beat him, it'll be a huge story. And if he beats me, big deal. That's a good story too.
It can be a big disadvantage, obviously, yeah.
It is a disadvantage, yeah. So those superstar poker players have their advantages and disadvantages.
According to HendonMob.com, your $44,000 of live tournament cashes rank you about 3,000th all-time for the all-time Canada cash list. Tell me about that. How do you feel about that?
That's hilarious. Yeah, because like a lot of the people that make the Canadian list, you know, you don't need a lot. Like, I mean, my uncle made that list just from his scratch-off tickets. You know, he does the scratch-off tickets every month.
So you once said the following about poker going offline due to Black Friday, and I quote, "It kind of saved my life because I was just grinding out and couldn't even sleep." What's your relationship with online poker now, and how do you go about it in a healthier way?
Well, I don't do any of those multi-table. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why.
One table?
Yeah, or a tournament or something that's fun. Like, I don't know why I thought I need to make a living. You know what I mean? Like, I need to make $20 an hour for putting myself through some insane psychedelic experiment. You know, like when I went to sleep, it felt like the CIA had injected LSD into the eye of my cock. But you know, you get and then I go, why am I doing this anyway? Because I used to play like 16, 50 cent a dollar limit, you know, games.
Yeah.
So it's just like ABC out of, you know, but you make $20 an hour or something like that. But I go, why am I doing this? Like, this is not a fun life. So, that's results oriented. You know what I mean? Just throw in a bunch of, just play the right way like a whole bunch of times, and it'll all regress to the mean. But that's not fun, you know. So the tourneys are the most fun, you know, because you get the big decisions and stuff like that.
Definitely. In 2018, you had the fortune of playing on Poker After Dark, a 100-200 game with two of the best trash talkers in poker history, Phil Hellmuth, your favorite,
Yeah.
and Jean-Robert Ballon. Tell me about that experience.
It was funny because they're both great guys, but mostly they're always after each other, so you don't really get hurt if you just, you know, stay out of the way until you have a hand, you know. But on the last hand of that Poker After Dark, Jean Robert raised, and then Phil Hellmuth went all in with aces.
I heard about it. I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that hand.
Jean Robert called with ace 10 and lost. So, but it was funny because Phil had sold his he, you know, had sold himself to, so he had to call. You know, he didn't really want to be all in because it wasn't his money that time. But he won. The aces held up. But that's how sick Jean Robert was, because there was only one hand left. That's why. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, oh, I can't, if I don't call this, I don't get to play a hand of poker. It's so weird.
So you've been an avid sports bettor over the years.
Oh yeah, I love sports.
You've done a lot of live tweeting in big games. If you had to choose one, if you could only sports bet or play poker for the rest of your life, which game would you choose?
Well, I would choose poker because, you know, you're in the arena. You know, you're either in the arena or you're in the seats, you know. I guess you're still in the arena, but you're in the seats. The seats are also part of the arena. Let me start over. You know, listen, you can be in the arena, you know, but do you want to be in the seats in the arena? Or the arena thing's not working very well. But I will say this, that I would rather lose money on my decisions than on the decisions of Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench is not having a good year. Did you know that Johnny Bench? What was I reading about Johnny Bench that I couldn't believe? But that has nothing to do with ACR. So I would give up sports gambling because poker, you're involved. You know, you're the guy. You're betting on yourself. Would you rather bet on yourself or Patrick Mahomes? Of course, you'd rather bet on Patrick Mahomes. But would you rather bet on yourself in poker or Patrick Mahomes in football? You'd still rather bet on Patrick Mahomes in football. But you still, you know...
this way you control your destiny.
You control your destiny, exactly. But if you control your destiny, is it destiny?
Or is it fate?
But if you control your fate, is it not fate?
Now we're going into a whole other topic.
Yeah, we can't get too metaphysical on this.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I have for you.
Yeah, baby.
Thanks again, man. I'm definitely a big fan of yours, and it's a
gonna
pleasure to meet you.
Are you going to be at the... You're not going to be at the... the ceremony, the bracelet ceremony?
Well, I'll be there when they give me the bracelet for the main event. So,
I love
nice
it,
to meet you, man. Once
too.
again, Norm
Me too.
Macdonald, big fan of his. Check his material out. Tons of great movies, great comedy skits. I'm your host, Michael Longcar.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for taking your time, Norm. Appreciate it, man. Welcome, everybody. I'm Michael Longcar. I'm here today joined by Norm Macdonald, comedian and actor, America's Cardroom sponsored pro, Tom Cannoli, and America's Cardroom sponsored pro, Jeff Boski. We are here in Las Vegas, and I myself, as well as these guys, have been playing poker all summer. Guys, let me start it off here. What events have you played so far in this year's WSOP? Tell us about your successes and failures so far this year at the Rio.
I played 6. I cashed 2. I went, mid-deep on one day. But nothing. Nothing to write home about, Nothing to write home about, although often when I do write home about my poker hands, it falls on deaf ears. My family are farmers. But but enough about me.
Yeah, and actually, I was going to say really quick, I actually was playing in the main event last night myself.
Yeah,
and
you were in the main event.
That's right. I received a text from you, and
yes.
I'm a big fan of yours. I've always been a big fan of yours, and I told the table, hey, does everyone know who Norm Macdonald is? And sure enough, everyone at the table said, yes, I do. And sure enough, even the dealer said, oh, yeah, I've dealt Norm a couple times this summer. He's a great guy. He's very funny at the table.
I asked for paint, he gives me numbers. I ask for numbers, he gives me paint. I ask for paint, he gives me a number. He asks for a number, he gives me paint. No, that's what a guy said last night. Because you don't like this, you don't want this dealer, you don't want it. Like I had a choice. I'm like, well, I have to sit here. So you don't want to sit here.
Giving you a hard time?
Yeah, I couldn't ask for a table change.
Jeez.
So you don't want to sit here. The dealer.
Jeez.
The dealer.
The dealer.
The dealer in live games, they used to take incredible abuse. And then, people said this is not right. You can't treat human beings like this, even if they are dealers.
Of course, of course.
But they're a lot nicer now. But let's find out some other success stories at the 50th anniversary of the WSOP.
Yes.
Right, Michael?
That's right.
I'll pass it over to Tom.
Tom, take it away.
Thanks. Not yet this summer. I haven't had that much success, but I played, I think it's 10 events now. This summer I played a bunch. Got 2 cashes. I had 1 deep run in the 3K. It was like 700 players or something, and I came in 30th. But all around, it's a great summer.
Yeah.
It is.
I had a deep run, and then I didn't know it until. Have you ever done that? But I was trying to survive.
That's what you got to
and
do.
then suddenly I was much farther ahead than I thought I was. Because I was just focused on.
You focus on
nursing
just
it.
getting. Going day by day, or hour by hour, hand by hand, just slow it down. I mean.
So I got knocked out, and I could have easily cashed, but I thought, in my head, I was so far away from the cash, I was just so focused that I didn't look and see, like 4 hours go by, and then the field's reduced by half.
Oh, it is. It is for sure.
So just that time, the clock is your friend.
Yep.
Yeah, so 2 of 10 or whatever for this summer. Been playing cash here
Is this
and there.
the biggest fields you've ever seen?
Yes,
Yeah.
the fields are big. It's been good all summer. It's been good tournaments, and I love it coming here every year. And yeah, I mean that's about it for what I got going on so far this WSOP.
Jeff.
Hey.
Jeff.
It's been a great World Series, not monetarily, but experience-wise, just seeing everybody in the hallway saying, what's up, love the vlogs. I played with you on ACR, glad to meet you in person.
I watched your vlog.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no. Like Gabe, my friend, told me, oh yeah, he says, you've watched him. And then I went and watched you last night. I've already seen you like a long time ago.
Yep, I ran into you a few nights ago at the Wynn, at that restaurant. You were having a good time. We were going to the lakeside.
Yeah.
My friends were like, "You know Norm?" I'm like, "Of course. Who doesn't know Norm?"
Well, it's weird because I was telling Brian, like, you see everybody, but you don't have time to, everybody's just running for something else. You're like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
Hey,
everybody's just moving around,
Yeah.
going place to place, tournament to tournament.
I mean, the capacity to go real deep, get knocked out, and then instantly go into another tournament is something that I don't know if I have.
The mega grind.
You have to be mentally tough to just keep going, and even after every failure, getting knocked down, you got to get back up and just keep trying because it only happens for
I have
a month
a
a year.
feeling, like, I don't know if this is true.
You only got a month for this. So.
I think Joe Cato last year, maybe this is just my faulty memory, maybe Brian. I feel like after that main event, he won an event.
I think
Yeah, the closer or something. The last.
Yeah, he
event.
did.
Yeah.
That's
Incredible.
Yeah.
So-
I played with him a lot last summer, and I could tell he was getting warmed up for sure. Like he played really well in the main. I was at his table, and he just started going on a tear. I mean, tournament after tournament, it looked like he had some deep runs towards the end of last WSOP, which was
Yeah. No, it's
What
super
is
impressive.
that phenomenon where someone wins? Like,
Momentum.
The
yeah,
momentum.
it's like the same thing with
Super.
when-
Momentum's a big thing, definitely.
With the final
real.
table, like McKeon, when he won, he must have won like 4 or 5.
He went on a tear for
tournaments
a
after
number of
that.
months.
I mean,
Confidence. Momentum.
Yep.
yeah. it's
but
big.
all the way to winning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the way first,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
First is it's one thing to get to the final table. To win it, it's a whole nother story.
Yep. Jeff, you said a minute ago you were talking about being mentally ready. What do you do and what do you guys do to prepare yourself for the WSOP? Meditation, packing snacks, anything at all. What do you do to prepare?
Just work out, eat good, sleep good, pretty basic stuff, but it really makes a big difference. You gotta make sacrifices, not go to the strip club at night, not eat crap on dinner break. You gotta sacrifice a little for hopefully a lot of gain at the end.
Yeah, for sure. And like being able to, like, for me, it's important to be up like a couple hours before I start. So like your schedule, not just waking up and running right in there, kind of being up, getting your stuff handled, and then going there is a big difference. I think for me personally, just waking up and getting in there is just too much.
Yeah.
But
You need a little time to wake up. You need a little time to get the brain going and
you do.
feel
So,
good
like,
and
for
get a
the
little
main
snack.
event, like I just try to get on a good schedule, eat right, sleep right, like, just take care of myself and just get ready for like the marathon that it is, because it's the it will wear down the strongest of the strong. It's the real journey if you can go all the way, but we'll see. Maybe one of us can.
Yeah. The dream's alive. The dream is alive.
I read this thing once on, it was about patience. I don't know if it was about poker or not, but that they said that every person has a store of patience within them, and it just depends on how much you have, but no one has infinite patience. So your breaking point might be way farther than my breaking point, but I think it's the most important thing,
Absolutely.
because you got to be around for when some lucky thing happens.
Of course.
If you're not there, it sucks.
Yeah.
If you like get like a boat over boat, but you were knocked out 25 minutes ago, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah, you're not
How about
kidding.
bad beats?
Like
Huh?
as far
Yeah.
as like the main event strategy, I mean, my strategy is, honestly, you want to fold out through this tournament.
Yeah.
You do. You don't really want to be going like all in with aces like 6 times.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get cracked. I mean,
So now the World Series of Poker allows you to buy in for day 2, and they don't blind you out, so they give you the starting stack of $60,000. So obviously you have under average chips, but you survive that first day. So how important would you suggest that to recreational players or pros? Or
That's actually a great question, because I actually bagged for day 2 last night, and an amateur at my table bagged for $44,000, and he said, "Man, I wish I would have just came right straight into day 2 with the starting stack of 60,000 with 75 bigs. Wouldn't have had to play today. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I do. But for the amateurs, yeah, it's good. It shortens up how long they have to plan their trip for, because they can plan it a day less. It's more reasonable to come for 6 days than like 8 or whatever it's going to be. But yeah, I think it's good. As far as like the pros and the people that are in from the start, I think it's better, because obviously you're going to be able to chip up a little bit more, see the early levels, and hopefully take chips from the amateurs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of results-oriented thinking from the person at your table, saying, "Oh, I coulda, woulda, shoulda." But if he has 130,000 like you, it'd be like, "Glad I showed up on day one. Great experience." You know, you can't think like that, especially if it's your first time. I think it's always best to register on time for such a prestigious event as the main event, to get the recreational money. And if you lose, you lose. But you got to win a lot of chips to put yourself in position to win. So get there on time. Unless you're just filthy rich and you don't even care and you just want to show up on day 2, you're too busy. That's one reason to just randomly late reg. Or if you're horrible with like 300, 200 blind stacks, just come in with 75 on day 2, and that might be a better mathematical decision.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, they're starting to do a thing that I saw in California where you can buy in the second day and they give you average chips
Quantum.
and whatever. Yes, exactly.
They give you average chips.
Yeah, the average.
Well, you
so
have
like
to
the
pay.
starting stack for day 1 is 10,000, but you can buy straight into day 2 for 5 times the buy-in and get 100,000, or some. You know, the quantum tournaments that have that type of structure. You can buy in for more.
You buy
for more of a stack, which will be like 50 big blinds to start day 2, but you're coming in for $900 instead of a $200 buy-in, for example.
I see. I understand. Yeah.
Yep.
That seems like a good one.
I wouldn't want that for the main.
I guess.
I wouldn't want that for the main.
I guess if you were better than average, it's never going to be mathematically correct.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be better than average, you want to have a better than average stack, right?
And one of my favorite things about World Series of Poker guys personally is, I've been a poker fan my whole life. My favorite poker player is Phil Ivey. Something about him, to me, he's the GOAT. I was playing in a tournament earlier this summer, and all of a sudden I just look over and he's sitting at the table next to me. Have you guys played with any big names this summer at your table?
Oh. What? I thought you were asking Tommy.
Any of you guys?
Let's,
Or have you come across anybody? Or
Kelly Minkin?
Okay.
Kelly Minkin.
Listen, I don't like to drop names, but Kelly Minkin?
Wow, he dropped it there. Yeah, I mean, Jeff Gross. I've been around Jeff a lot this summer. Who did I play with in any big events? I can't recall anybody in the WSOP events yet this summer, but Jeff Gross, yeah.
Yeah, I got an interesting one. Probably shouldn't put her name out there, but she's an ex-porn star. She quit like 10 years ago, but my buddy let me know, and Google's your friend.
Google is her friend. All right. Well,
Is she not in the public eye anymore? Like, she doesn't want. Is she not in the public eye? She doesn't want to be.
I mean, I don't want to put her out there like that, but I can tell you her name after the interview.
Wait, is it Jenna Jameson?
No.
What if I knew like 150?
let me name off 99 more.
10 guesses.
All right, guys. Now shifting
I
over.
saw a guy. I don't know if but they have the awards for porno here.
I went there twice. Yeah, AVN Awards.
This guy.
But no, it's a classy event.
It's fun.
Yeah, classic.
But no, the weirdest feeling is when you just bump into a guy, in the hallway of the Rio, and you've seen him have intercourse on videos. That's the grossest thing. You're like, wait, I recognize that guy a little bit. You're like, oh, it's that guy. What was the guy's name? Randy something. He was winning the Lifetime Achievement Award. But
Anyways, well, shifting over to ACR now, guys. Can you recall the first time you played your first ACR tournament?
Yeah, I think it was 2014. I think I played an ACR. I jumped on for whatever they had. They had maybe it was like a 500K guarantee or something like that, and that was the first one I played.
Nice.
Yeah, I just started out in the micros a few years ago and worked my way up. Got lucky in a couple of Venom events, $1 million guaranteed, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. I'm really digging the new software upgrade. It's going to be great.
Nice.
Software.
Can you recall the first ACR
Yeah,
tournament
like
you played?
about 3 years ago, I guess. Like, cause I'm always trying to get back in internet poker, you know, but I don't want to, move to Toronto or something. But and then people go, "Well, you can do this," and then it's always like, I don't know. So then this one was above the board and everything, you know what I mean? So I wasn't freaked out, and I loved it so much because it brought all those memories back to me of all those days just playing poker all day. God, it was so fun.
Online poker's great. I love it.
Yeah, it really is great. Yeah, and you can do all other stuff at the same time.
Of course, I love being able to be at home and
Yeah, I was having a time for a while when I played so much that because when I was a kid I played Pac-Man all the I was addicted to video games, and it was the same thing. Like when I played poker all day, especially multi-tables, and then I go at night to sleep, and it would be that thing like
oh my gosh,
images.
see the cards. I can't tell you how many times I've played poker all day online and go to sleep and I just like close my eyes and see the cards, or even like dream of
it's terrible.
online poker hands and wake up like, wait a second, what's going on?
Absolutely. Did you ever have that where it consumes you? Obviously.
So, what was the next question?
What is your favorite tournament on the ACR schedule currently?
Oh, that's an easy one. That is going to be the $2,500 $1 million guaranteed for first place.
Absolutely.
That's $5 million guaranteed total.
Yep.
It's going to be
The Venom. It's coming
epic.
up. It's coming up in a couple
will be
weeks.
Epic, and yeah, I'm excited for that one. But yeah, it's my
The Venom.
The Venom.
That's right.
No, do you know a veterinarian around here? Do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, because these pythons are sick.
Silly.
Yeah, the Venom is definitely going to be one of the greatest tournaments of the year. $5 million guaranteed prize pool, tons of satellite winners. It's going to be a great chance to win $1 million in a few days online in the comfort of your home. Only on America's Cardroom. Sign up today.
There are going to be people that are playing, the World Series of Poker and Venom at the same time, which will be weird.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah, very weird.
if they go high in both at the same exact time. That'd be great.
Yeah. And on that note, ACR does talk a lot about innovations. In your opinion, what has America's Cardroom done to keep online poker exciting?
Well, software, man.
I mean, America's
I love the
Cardroom
software.
has went above and beyond. I mean, I've been online with all the sites, and they are constantly making it. They're changing it and putting different game types in there. They're doing different tournament buy-ins. They're just on top of like, kind of forming what everybody wants in poker. Some guys want tournaments, some guys want cash, some guys want shallow stack. They're I gotta say they're on top of that, and the new software that just got put on is I like it a lot. There's a couple of things that they're tweaking to make it even better for some of the guys that are complaining, but it's like I said, America's Cardroom is like they're above and beyond on top of like what the players want. And as far as like creating new games for what the players need or whatever, they'll do whatever it takes. So I mean, that's cool that they can change anything they want at any point, and I like that a lot. So
While other sites are raising rake and making their games more gambly like bingo, ACR is keeping the rake the same, adding more rewards, more overlays, giving back to the players with refunds, game security, doing everything they can to make it a better user experience and grow in the online poker market.
And on that note, you guys have now named the things you love. Can you think of anything that you'd recommend that the new software doesn't already have that you'd like to see added to?
I would like to see a big buy-in tournament, like they had it running every week at one point, or every
Get a
2
big
weeks.
guarantee going again more consistently.
I would like them to try to do that again because I think that they'll get it. They dealt with that little issue with the new software coming out, players moving on and off. They're finally getting stable now. I think that within the next couple months they should put a big buy-in tournament for weekly. The 1K is great. The other ones are good. I liked when they had the 2,500. That was cool. Other than that, I would say maybe bring the 6+ back, and make a 5-10 rat hole for the 6+ too as well.
That'd be awesome.
That's what I would do.
I'm just really happy with the tournament schedule. Skinny Dan does a great job, and there's plenty to play with re-entries. You can just keep firing, and Sundays are always big. Best day to play online. Huge guarantees, huge prize pools. Really like the some soft competition, some pros too, but that's inevitable. Just I really like how they use crypto to deposit and withdraw. It's fast, it's free, it's convenient. It's the best way of doing things. So if you don't know about Bitcoin, educate yourself. It is the future.
Wow, that crypto stuff is scary. No, because I feel like everyone's gonna have crypto tomorrow, and then I'll just have these dollar bills. It'll be like Confederate money or something.
I was actually very afraid of the whole crypto thing when I first did my first big cash out the crypto. I'd never touched crypto, and I can see now why people love crypto so much.
Yeah.
I only use it as a medium for putting money on and off for online poker, but it's great. It's fast. It's private.
It's good. Yeah.
It's quick. It's great.
It's quick. Speed of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
my buddy has some crypto, so I'm gonna try to figure it out.
That's right.
But I guess the tournament, the big tournaments is always the best. That's what everyone loves, Like I like sit and goes and cash, but I love sit and goes, and they're very soft up to a point, and then they get really hard all of a sudden, like what I mean?
Yeah, there's a big difference between the $5 level and the $100
Oh my
level.
God, yeah, it's
To say the least.
So, but that's also cool because you get to change your game and and figure out how they're doing it at a different level, or whether they're using ICM or whatever, and try to figure out how to do that. Because if you I know that if you join those freeze outs here, what do they call them? The shootouts, I mean, where one player goes on.
Yep.
Man, it's hard. These guys are like, Swedish robots and stuff. You know what I mean? They have all their moves and stuff like that, and it's pretty hard to.
It's hard to take first place
Yeah,
on
it's
a
not.
sit and go where
It's
everyone
not
knows what they're doing.
pokery. Yeah, it's more ICM and math and stuff like that. But it's still cool to see it. And then I always want to see more and more games because I want to learn more and more games. But that's always hard to get the demand for that. You know what I mean? But I wish they'd have that, and maybe also some lessons or something to get people interested in other games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'd love to see, like some lessons just to introduce people to, because it's so intimidating.
Yeah.
Guy, I'll teach you Chinese poker. Like what? There's 45 cards. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. You know what I mean? Unless you have friends that are really good at it, and there's not that many. I was watching Dealer's Choice. I'm like, my God. They
all the
know
different
20
games.
games.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're good at all of them. It's insane.
It's impressive.
Yeah, and that's why I think like Sean Deebs was right there at the end of before Black Friday, and he played all of it, and then I don't know about the next generation how they're going to be, but it's great to see online poker coming back. God, man, and I don't really understand why it can't go like any place where they have legalized sports gambling, wouldn't they have legalized poker?
They should.
Because wasn't
should.
the argument that it wasn't a game of chance?
Yeah, a game of skill.
It wasn't a game of skill, it was a game of chance. But even if it is a game of chance, now there's no argument because
Yep.
of sports gambling. But I don't know.
Cool. Well, that's it. Appreciate you guys
All right,
taking
man.
your time. Once again, Norm Macdonald.
We're running out. We got to get a bracelet. We only have a few days left.
That's right. That's right. ACR sponsored pro Tom Canoli. ACR sponsored pro Jeff Boski. I'm Michael Longcar, your host.
Canoodle.
Canoli.
Mike, thanks.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Peace, man. This is fun.
Good luck.
Good luck, yeah.